Now to a troubling trend regarding a seemingly harmless summer activity. More people are taking up paddleboarding, and sadly, more people are dying as a result. According to the Oregon Marine Board, such incidents were uncommon before 2019, but between 2020 and 24, there were 10 deaths in Oregon. Between 2023 and 24, paddle sports accounted for 22 reportable boating deaths in Washington. That includes kayaks, canoes, and stand-up paddleboards. This deadly trend now continuing into 2025. Katu's Christina Giardinelli joins us live from Selwood now with some life-saving information.
So, Christina, these tragic paddleboard accidents have a few things in common.
Yeah, Deb, that's right. First off, in the majority of the cases, the paddler was not wearing a life vest. And then in many of the cases, they became entangled in their leash. What a lot of people don't know is that the right leash can save your life. The first thing you're going to want to do before getting on the board is get yourself a waterway access permit. Oregon requires those for all watercraft 10 feet or longer. That's going to be pretty much all paddle boards and kayaks, except for smaller river kayaks. First, look up Boat Oregon store. If you don't already have an account, you'll need to create one. And then click this Online Services tab here in the right corner. You can choose between a 7-day permit for $5, a 1-year permit for $17, or a 2-year permit for $30. I'm going to get mine for 1 year. The next essential is, of course, a life jacket. If you don't have one, you can borrow one for free. This life jacket loaner map on the Oregon Marine Board website shows you places where you can find them. I've got mine here, so let's head out. One thing a lot of people don't know is the type of leash on your board should be catered to what kind of water you plan to paddle. If you're going to be on a lake where the water's pretty still, something like this will do. Simply take the Velcro strap and put it onto your ankle. Make sure it's fastened well so that if you fall off your board, you won't lose it. But if you're getting out on moving water, like the Willamette here at Selwood Park, you're going to want a quick release leash. There are a number of quick release leashes online that cost anywhere from $35 to $75. I MacGyvered a cheaper fix. I bought this tactical belt online for $10. It attaches to the paddleboard leash, and then you can just strap it around your waist. The main purpose of this is that if I fall off my board and my leash gets caught on a rock or a log at the bottom of the river, now with one quick click, I'm free from that entanglement. Now I've got my life vest and an emergency whistle I can use to signal for help if I need it. Now, the Oregon Marine Board says that these quick release leashes are a lifesaver and that many of those deaths were caused because the paddleboarder became entangled in their leash. When I went out to try and find one of these leashes and I asked all of the rental companies in the Portland area whether or not they had one, I had no luck in finding one at all. Those vendors are licensed by the Oregon Marine Board. I asked the spokesperson for the Oregon Marine Board, Ashley Massey, about this issue. Have a listen.
None of the places that rent paddleboards here in Portland actually have, and some of them don't even know about quick releases or what they are or what they are useful for. How come you guys are not providing that education to these rental places?
That's exactly what we're in the process of doing. It's been a process, as I mentioned. We work with our marine law enforcement who get to know the liveries in the local area, and then they help do the initial outreach with a lot of the boat liveries.
Now, Massey says the quick release leash recommendation is a new one. That's why they're still working with those vendors and getting them that education. Now, as for my MacGyvered solution here, she says she likes it, and they may be recommending this for vendors because it is so cheap. Live in Selwood, Christina Giardinelli, Katu News.
Christina, thank you. Now, I know a lot of you might be thinking it won't happen to you. That's the thing about accidents, that can happen to anybody. Last summer, an acclaimed and beloved Portland chef drowned after a day on the Willamette River turned into tragedy. Naomi Pomeroy was floating with 2 other people on tubes and a paddleboard when they were caught on an exposed snag in the water. Pomeroy was pulled under and held by the paddleboard leash. She was not wearing a life jacket.
And as we mentioned, this deadly paddleboard trend is already apparent this year. Just this past weekend, a woman died while paddleboarding on the Columbia River. Happened Saturday at Viento State Park. The Skamania County Sheriff's Office says the 40-year-old fell fell off her board. It's unclear if she had a paddleboard leash. She did not have a life jacket. In May, a 22-year-old woman died after falling into the Deschutes River and becoming entangled underwater. She was paddling near Pringle Falls, her death prompting a reminder about life jackets. And just yesterday, the U.S. Coast Guard released new numbers on recreational boating accidents nationwide last year. The good news here is they saw the fewest boating deaths in more than 50 years.
And the bad news, there was an increase in paddleboard deaths. Most victims drowned. Most were not wearing a life jacket.